Welcome to the Paycast Network, brought to you by Cutter at MWAA 2026. And speaking of Cutter, we have a friend of the program now.
Yes.
Back with us. Zach, how are you, man?
Great. Good to be here. Happy to be here.
So, first off, I have to thank you from the entire Paycast Network team for the sponsorship. As we talked a few times now, I think the Cutter team and family, from all the conversations we have had very similar mission, values, all that good stuff as Paycast. So
yes,
we're very happy that you decided to do this with us. So thank you.
You guys are doing great work, and we see that, we notice it, so we wanted to join in on that.
I appreciate that. I also have to note, and I'm not the only one that said this, these are some of the best hats I've ever seen as far as merch.
We
these
did
hats are
pretty
awesome.
good. We're going to keep doing those. The bottles we have a lot of, so please, anyone, come take those. Okay. That's what we really need to get rid of.
Get rid of the
it's
bottles?
heavy.
Free bottles?
So, yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk Midwest. We're kind of closing out, getting to the end here. Did you accomplish everything you wanted to up to this point?
Yes. I mean, this has been an awesome show. So what MWA does a really great job of is the emphasis on the agent. They make it very affordable for the agent to be here.
Yep.
And so it's an agent-driven show. All the other shows do that as well, but they really emphasize that here, especially with the MLS form. All the other talks that they have are really kind of agent-focused in their strategy and sales, whether how to board new accounts, what to do in an exit. I know they're going to have that later today.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's a lot of attendees here, which is, what we love to see.
Yeah. So when you come to a show like this, for you in Cutter, is it a bit of a balancing act trying to interact with new people that don't know as much about you and then trying to interact with people that do know about you but maybe soon needing your services that didn't before? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, we're doing kind of the same thing because we kind of have to re-educate everybody as well, because it's like, you have one or two conversations, but it's like, you need to be back up to date. Maybe the numbers change, the multiples are going higher, we're paying a little bit more for deals, and so people are always interested in that.
Okay.
And then things to look out for in terms of what we're looking for in portfolios. We want to see the low attrition. We don't want to see a big concentration in maybe a chain of merchants. That would be something we would call like top heavy, so it would be a little risky for us. So if one of them were to leave, then all of them were to leave
because they're a chain, right?
Yeah, under the same ownership.
Yeah.
So just educating people on that and re-educating.
Tell me some other kind of keys that you look for along with those that you just mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, mid count is big. The more mids, that we have, and that lower average residual you have, it's less risk, from a buyer's perspective. And then attrition's huge. I mean, that's kind of the first thing we're looking at. Also diversity in terms of business type. We may see one vertical of dental offices. I love dental offices. They're great, businesses, but maybe branching out a little bit more and having some other types of businesses.
So you do want the diversity, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, we do. So, but, we're still going to put an offer on something like that with just dental offices because they are great merchants.
Yeah.
So, but if there's something, maybe a language barrier, that's something that's a concern as well. So, if you have restaurants that all speak Spanish, we have some capability to service that, but we would also want the agent's help in that too.
Can you tell our audience, so say they're just starting to build their book of business and they're not looking to sell it for 5-10 years. What are some things they can do early on to ensure that the value of their book when they do come to you in 5 or 10 years is there?
Well, the first thing you need to do is get a good industry attorney because your contract is really important.
Yep.
So getting a really, solid attorney, looking over that contract, making sure, all the terms are fair for both sides, and, you're going to get your residuals for life. There's no stipulations on that, no new accounts that you need to add on going forward. And then just starting to build that, just maybe having one or two ISO relationships. You don't need to spread out so many different relationships because when you need to sell, you're going to have to probably piece it off and it's not going to be as valuable. So just consolidating those relationships on your ISOs, and then find your own niche, because you can, be general and go after all these different accounts, but you do need to find your niche that, you're good at, and that's really what I would focus on.
And that will help the value long term?
Value, and you're just probably going to grow quicker.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
So.
How often do you have someone come to you looking to sell a portfolio, or maybe you went to them, either way, and based on the contract they signed when they started selling, they cannot, or you cannot buy it?
More recently, it's been more recently, we've seen some not as favorable contracts.
Really?
So yeah, it's just there's some certain things, like you want a non-exclusive agreement. You want to make sure that there's contracts where you maybe need to add an account every month or 6 months, and negotiate to have that out of the contract.
They'd have to negotiate that and then come back to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can have that in your contract, and we can get it amended with the ISO. So even if you do have a contract that's not, the best, we can still get that amended, with the ISO, and you're still able to sell.
So you'll work with them.
Yeah, we
that
will
process.
work with them.
Gotcha.
So as long as we have a great relationship with the ISO, which we do with most of them here.
Yeah. So it does happen, though, where they
It
come to
does
you
happen.
and you're like,
It
sorry,
does
I can't do
happen.
anything.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does. And there's situations where you're maybe a POS dealer, and I can't purchase it because I'm not also a POS dealer. I can't support that. So you have to sell to another POS dealer or reseller. So those are situations as well.
Gotcha.
But you're getting merchants that you wouldn't have otherwise because of that.
Yeah.
So
Does particular equipment affect the value?
not particularly. Maybe if you're giving out a lot of our free equipment, that could. That's something ongoing that we need to do. It's something we'll talk about. But it's not going to significantly reduce anything.
Got it. Okay. All right, cool, man. Well, this is awesome.
Yeah,
and
thank
thank
you.
you again. I think
Those are good questions. That's good points.
so I've thought a lot. Well, obviously we've been talking a lot, but since I had both you and Alex on last time, I and talking to other agents and all that, obviously, it seems that, like you said, the re-education of what it takes to build a portfolio that has the value, and then also when you get to that point of selling it, there's a whole nother process of like everything that you have to do or know or whatever to sell it. And I mean, we're an education platform, and a lot of people build their books to sell them. So if we can help them know how to do that,
there's an exit
right?
for every kind of business, and you have to make sure it's sellable. Which, we see a lot of things that are not sellable because it's just like the attrition's too high, or it's just too top heavy. They got like 3 or 4 mids that bring in 75% of their whole book.
Right.
And that's what we see a lot of.
Right.
And hey, I don't blame you for signing up those big accounts. I would do it too.
Moneymakers, right?
But, just build it up a little bit more, add some more accounts, more mids to get a little bit of diversity so that it's more sellable.
Right. So if we can get your message to people before they come to you trying to sell, maybe you get some more deals.
We'll look at it and be like, hey, do these
Should've
couple
watched
things.
Paycast when I told you
Yeah.
this.
Well, I should have watched the podcast, but also,
you're gonna start getting that. When people come to you, you're gonna be like,
hey,
should have watched the Paycast episode, or you'd know that we can't take this.
Yeah. But I mean, they can, make some changes. And, it'll work out.
All right.
So come back in a couple of years.
Awesome, man.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you as always. This was fun.
No, definitely.
Cheers.